Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badharayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishwaro Guru Atmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Om Shri Medha Dakshinamurti Swamine Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Krishnakarine Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Gurave Buddhi Sakshine Krishna Dvaipayanam Vyasam Sarvalokahite Ratam Vedabja Bhaskaram Vande Shamadhi Nilayam Munim Sahasramurte Purushottamasya Sahasranetranana Pada Baho Sahasranamam Stavanam Prashastam Niruchyate Janma Jaradi Shantyai. So, Namaste everyone once again. So, in the last class, we I think just chanted this sloka. We are not seeing the meanings. Chatur Murtis, Chatur Bahus, Chatur Vyuhas, Chatur Gatihi. Chaturatma Chatur Bhavas Chatur Veda Videkapat. So this sloka has got 8 namas. Chatur Murtihi, Chatur Bahuhu, Chatur Vyuha, Chatur Gatihi, Chaturatma, Chatur Bhava, Chatur Veda, Vedavit, Chatur Vedavit, Ekapat. So Chatur Veda Videkapat has to be split as Chatur Vedavit and Ekapat. That is how we have to split that. So 8 namas total. Okay. So Chaturmurtihi. Chaturmurtihi means Murti means a form. So the one who has got 4 forms. Chatashro Murtayo Virat Sutra Avyakrita Turuyatmanaha Asyeti Chaturmurtihi. Because Ishvara, he obtains as 4 murtis in 4 forms. That is why he is called Chaturmurti. What are the 4 forms? There are different names to these forms given in the Shastra. But here, what Adi Shankara is explaining, the 4 names as Virat, then Sutratma, or Sutratma is also called Hiranyagarbha, then Avyakrita means Avyakta, and Turiya. These are the 4 forms in which Ishvara obtains or Brahman obtains, right? So Virat means Vivid Rajate, manifests in various forms. So with reference to the Samashti Stula Prapancha, the gross world, the total physical universe, which is the physical expression of the Lord, he is called Virat. So the gross universe, the name given to the gross universe is Virat. That is one form in which Bhagavan obtains. Then there is, with regard to the Samashti Sukshma Prapancha, the subtle Prapancha, subtle universe, the total subtle universe, He is called Hiranyagarbha. And Hiranyagarbha is the expression of all his knowledge. Because it is in the subtle faculties that knowledge resides. Then with reference to the Samasti Karana Prapancha, the causal universe, he is called Avyakta, the unmanifest. Elsewhere in the Shastra, this unmanifest is also called Ishvara. The Tattva Bodha students can recall, when we studied Tattva Bodha, the three forms was Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara. That is the gross physical universe, the subtle universe and the causal universe. It is equivalent at the individual level to Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira. This is at the macro level is Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara. Actually speaking, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara are included in the Virat itself, because first there has got to be a cause for anything to be born, to be created. So that causal world is what? Ishvara. Then that cause gives first right to subtle elements. So the subtle elements then the subtle elements convert themselves into gross elements or elementals also. So whatever is gross contains within itself the subtle and within itself the cause also. Like this gross body contains within its all the Antakarana. We saw 19 Antakaranams in Tattva Bodha. Antakaranam is 4, but other Pancha Prana, Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Jnanendriya, 15, plus Manas, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara, 19. These are all subtle. So they are within this physical body. Then there is also a Karana Sharira, which is there within this body, which is responsible for our rebirth. All Punya Papas go and get recorded in the Karana Sharira. So these are the three. Now what is this fourth one? Fourth one, there is no name given. Here it is called Turiya. Turiya literally means the fourth one. And it is called the fourth, not as separate from the three. It is just with reference to the three, it is called the fourth. It is not different, it is not above the three, but at the same time, it is the truth of the other three, without which the other three does not exist. And what is that? That is pure Chaitanya consciousness. Without consciousness, nothing exists. So the one who has these four forms, three from the standpoint of the three prapanchas, and one from the standpoint of his essential nature, which is consciousness, which you can call it Brahman. So thus he is Chaturmurti. There is Puja Swamiji adds a different dimension, because Ishvara is also called Brahmaji, the creator. When we look at Ishvara as the creator, the name given to Ishvara as the creator is Brahmaji. Then when you look at Bhagavan as the sustainer of this creation, he is Vishnu. And when we look at him as the one who takes back the entire creation, he is Rudra. So we can look at these forms as Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva or Rudra. And the fourth one is what? Shuddham Brahman, pure consciousness, who is in and through all the three, but not any of the three. That is why he is the fourth. It is called Turiya. And this is the Chaturmurti. Then Chaturbahu, the one who has got four hands. Chatvaro Bahavaha Asyeti Chaturbahu. Actually, when we have to visualize the Lord as an altar for worship, or even in meditation, meditating on the Lord, when we look at the form of Mahavishnu, he has got four hands. One hand is Abhaya Mudra, indicating Abhaya, blessing and promising freedom from fear. And there are two upper hands carrying the Shankha and Chakra, the discus, the conch and the discus. This Chakra is an assurance for destroying the enemies. And in the Puranas, we come across many stories where Bhagavan has used the Chakra to completely behead the enemies. And the conch, the sound of the conch is the sound of Om. And that beckons us to understand that everything is Ishvara, everything is Om. That is the significance of the conch. And the fourth hand, it has the Gada, the mace, and it is for discipline. Therefore, Bhagavan's hands are as if saying, seek my feet as a refuge, Mameva Sharanam Raja. Do not carry any stress, any load in your mind, in your intellect, because I carry the load for you. So, Abhayam, do not worry. Do not have any fear. I will take care of your obstacles and enemies. Only condition is we have to accept him and surrender to him. Because we have to first accept that we have, if at all, very little power over our enemies, internal enemies like anger, addictions. External enemies you can manage somehow with the help of other people. But how can you manage your internal enemies? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. There is only one person who can help, one entity, and that is Bhagavan. Therefore, if we want to grow spiritually, and for that purpose, we need to first of all manage our internal enemies. We have to seek Bhagavan's help. And that is why Bhagavan says, I will take care of all of this for you. And this is shown symbolically by the four hands of Bhagavan. Again, as I said, this form is given for upasana, for meditation. And it also serves as an altar for worship and meditation. So the moment we meditate upon Bhagavan, the moment we worship Bhagavan, and we see this Chaturbahu, we must feel totally relaxed. I don't need to worry anything. Bhagavan is there. He will take care of all my needs. But our surrender should be sincere. Our surrender should not be a selfish surrender. Okay, I am having this particular trouble, so for the time being, I will surrender to you. That will not work. So he is Chaturbahu. Then Chaturvyuha. Chaturvyuha means the one who has four spheres of manifestation. This is again something which we come across in the Shastras. Adi Shankara says, Sharira Purushas-chandaha Purusho Veda Purushaha Mahapurushaha Iti Chatvaraha Purushaha Vyuha Asyeti Chaturvyuha. So the word Vyuha, we must have heard this, Abhimanyu, he was caught in that, what was that Vyuha called? Chakravyuha. So Vyuha means an orderly arrangement or a manifestation also. In the case of individual or in the case of even the prapancha, the order which is there, like for example, the biological order, the physiological order, the emotional order, psychological order, of course, emotional, psychological, more or less all the same. The order of the intellect. These are the four important manifestations of Ishvara at the individual level, isn't it? Even at the gross level also, physical order, biological order, physiological. I think physical order contains this biological and physiological, then emotional, psychological, intellect, four of them. They are manifestations of Ishvara. This the whole body and the whole prapancha functions because of these orders. And these orders concerning the living beings also have some common order. There is an individual order by which one species can be distinguished from the other. Even animals have got their own limited psychological order. We see that in so many animals now. And again, the order of functioning of the intellect, that includes epistemology, the ways in which we obtain the knowledge, and also the order of dharma. If we start analyzing the orders which are there in the universe, countless orders are there. We are aware of only a handful of them. Gravitation is one order, forming part of the physical order. So Ishvara thus is in the form of a very vast order. And here Shastra talks about, reduces all those orders and reduces them, and they are explained under four critical manifestations. And it is the Aitreya Aranyaka which mentions that the Lord is manifest in four ways as Sharira Purusha, the one manifest in the body, Chandaf Purusha, the one who is manifest in the meter of the Veda, Veda Purusha, the one who is manifest in the Vedas, and Mahapurusha, who is manifest in the form of time. This is one of the ways Ishvara is presented in Aitreya Aranyaka. So thus, Ishvara is presented here as Chaturvyuha, the one who is in the form of four different types of orders. Then Chaturgatihi, the one who can be reached in a fourfold way. Ashramanam, Varnanam, Chaturnam, Yathoktakarinam, Gatihi, Chaturgatihi. Now, this could actually create a lot of problem, in understanding. When I say Bhagavan can be reached in a fourfold way, immediately lot of people who have studied little bit of Bhagavad Gita and Shastra, I know Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Raja Yoga. Four ways you can reach Bhagavan. Immediate confusion. That is not what is being taught here. That's why Adi Shankara makes it very clear. Don't get carried away by your half-baked knowledge which you have gathered from somewhere, not through a qualified guru. So here he is saying Bhagavan is the Gati, the one who is reached the fourfold way. And how is that? By doing what is to be done according to the Varna and Ashrama Dharma. As we all know, Varna is 4 groups: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Ashrama, again, 4 stages of life: Brahmacharya, Garhastya, that is Grihastha Ashrama, it's called Garhastya, Vanaprastya and Sannyasa. This is stages of growth, stages of maturity of an individual. Emotional and intellectual maturity one attains through these 4 stages. We must understand why this Varnashrama Dharma or Varnashrama system was enshrined in our Vedic culture. If we get the clue, then we will automatically promote ourselves as from Brahmacharya as a bachelor, then to a Grihastha. Once your Grihastha life is completed with by discharging all your responsibilities, taking to Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha is the life of preparation for the next stage of sannyasa, life of renunciation. The highest emotional and maturity, intellectual maturity is the life of sannyasa, where one voluntarily renounces everything that one has been considered as his possession, as my own. Mamakara is gone. Now everything is mine or nothing is mine. Vasudhaiva Kutumpakam, all this entire world is my family. It is not that limited family of a wife and a few children, some grandchildren. That alone is not my family. That is the maturity, emotional maturity and intellectual maturity one reaches when one reaches the stage of sannyasa. So this 4, this both Varna and Ashrama Dharma, one needs to do what is to be done at the relevant stage, and that is how you reach Bhagavan. And these 4-fold ways are prescribed in the scriptures. So the Gati, the end of all these people who live according to the scriptures, in every stage of life, is Parameshwara only. He is the Paramam Padam. And this is the route map which the Shastras give. And we need, unless we follow this route map, instead of getting confused and running behind, oh, I will do Karma Yoga, you do Jnana Yoga, business and all that. Karma Yoga automatically comes in the Grihastha Ashrama. In Grihastha Ashrama, you practice what? First Karma and then convert that Karma into Karma Yoga. So this is the 4-fold path, 4-fold way to reach Bhagavan. And Sannyasa Ashrama is nothing, it is only meant for Jnana Yoga, gaining the knowledge of the real, what is real Bhagavan and what is the real self. Gaining that knowledge, and which knowledge, once well assimilated, will lead to moksha, total liberation. Liberation from samsara, liberation from rebirth. This is Chaturgatihi. Then Chaturatma. So the word Chatur here, Adi Shankara uses in a very beautiful way. There are 2 meanings of Chatur. Chatur, one means very smart, intelligent. The one with a quick mind, Chatur. Then Chatur also means 4-fold. So Chaturatma, 2 meanings we can take, the one with a quick mind, one with 4-fold manifestation. So he says, Ragat Dveshadi Rahitatvat Chatur Atma Manaha Asyeti Chaturatma. Mano Buddhi Ahankara Chittakya Antakarana Chatushtayatmakatvat Va Chaturatma. So we just now saw this Nama Chaturmurti, meaning the one who exists in the form of Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Avyakta and Turiyatma. Correct? Here in this sloka, the word Atma in Chaturatma means Antakarana, not the self, the real self, Atma, Brahman, the inner essence of all beings. Here it means Antakarana. So he is Chaturatma because his Atma, his mind, is Chatura, skillful and quick. Why? It is free from Raga Dvesha. Once your mind is free from Raga Dvesha, it becomes a very sharp mind. What blunts our mind, our thinking capacity, is this Raga Dvesha. It is this Raga Dvesha which leads to the famous, Shakespearean dilemma of to be, not to be. This Raga Dvesha confuses our mind and it slows down the mind. Once you get rid of the Raga Dvesha, you become Chaturatma, and that is what Bhagavan has done to become a Chaturatma. He has got rid of his Raga Dveshas. And the second meaning Bhagavan takes is Chaturatma because he is manifest as the Atma, that is the Antakarana, consisting of the four divisions, as I just now said: Manas, the mind; Buddhi, the intellect; Chittan, the memory; and Ahankara, the ego. Mind, as we all know, is concerned with emotions, samshayatmakam, doubt, to be, not to be. Whereas the intellect is concerned, it is concerned with decision and knowledge, nishchayatmakam. Chittam is concerned with memory, and ahankara is the ego, the seat of I notion. So Bhagavan manifests as these four also. Another way of looking at the Chaturatma rather. Because all these Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara are what? They are all pervaded by consciousness only. So that way also we can say is Chaturatma. Manifests as the Atma. Then Chaturbhavaha. Chaturbhavaha means the source of four Purusharthas. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Mokshakya, Purushartha Chatushtayam Bhavati. Utpadyate Asmat iti Chaturbhavaha. So as we have already seen earlier also, the various ends or goals sought by human beings is called a Purushartha. And what are they? Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Anything that we seek for security is Artha, comes under Artha Purushartha. And the very search for Artha Purushartha is due to the sense or feeling of insecurity. And once certain security is ensured, then one goes for Kama Purushartha, pleasure. These Purusharthas, Artha and Kama, cannot be avoided at all. Even when we try to gain self-satisfaction, self-confidence, a good self-esteem, all these come under the Purushartha of Artha and Kama only. And while pursuing the Artha and Kama Purushartha, conforming our actions to Dharma helps us to gain Punya. And this Punya helps us to become free from conflicts. In fact, it is this Punya which helps one to grow into a mature person. So when a karma is done with the attitude of maturity, free from conflicts, in alignment with dharmic, what I can call rules, for what I want of a better word at this point in time. When any action, karma is done under these on these conditions, it becomes a yoga. That is what we call karma yoga. Bhagavad Gita students, we are right now seeing this only in Bhagavad Gita. And once this maturity has come, what is the next stage? The next stage is moksha, total freedom gained by understanding one's own true nature. I think somebody has unmuted. Let me just check. Otherwise, I request everybody to please mute yourself. Oh, sorry. I will do it. Okay. Sorry. So that is the final stage, moksha, liberation, freedom. So he is Chatur Bhava because he is the Bhava, the source of the fourfold Purusharthas or achievements, accomplishments. Not only are they from him, but they are also for his sake. Because all the Purusharthas finally culminate where? In Bhagavan alone, rather. Once I understand that there is no difference between me and Ishvara, I become Ishvara. Isn't it? Then Chaturvedavit, the knower of the four Vedas. Yata Vadveti Chaturnam Vedanam Arthamiti Chaturvedavit. It's a very simple nama. Bhagavan is the knower of the entire four Vedas and their meaning because he is the one who has given the four Vedas in the first place. So without knowing the meaning, how can he actually give the Vedas? And Bhagavan is also Sarvanya, he is all-knowing. And it is said that all knowledge that is there in this entire world is contained in those four Vedas. So he is Chatur Vedavit. Then Ekapat. Ekapat means the one in the form of a quarter. Quarter, half, three-fourth, full, that quarter. Don't imagine some other quarter. Krishna Bhutatmaka Ekah Padaha Asyeti Ekapat. Now, this entire universe that we see, that we experience through direct means or even through indirect means like telescopes and things like that and all, and even the most subtlest of the thing through microscopes and all that we are able to see and experience, they only constitute 1/4 of Ishvara. So you can imagine what is the total Ishvara is like. There are universes beyond this universe. And that is what we have to understand when we say Ishvara is limitless. We can't even conceive that limitlessness. As human beings, to conceive even distant galaxies is a big challenge for us. And Ishvara, who is limitless because he is Purna, whenever you say complete Purna, there is only one entity which is Ishvara. And that is why we think that this universe of names and forms is very vast, but it is only the tip of the iceberg. The rest of the iceberg is not available for us for experiencing, for seeing. And this is exactly what Purusha Sukta says. Pado Osya Vishwa Bhutani. Padaha Asya Vishwa Bhutani. All the beings are only 1/4 of him. Tripadhasyamritam divi. Means what? The other 3/4 are beyond the world of names and forms. We can only recognize the world of names and form, which is only forming 1/4 of what Ishvara is, what Bhagavan is. And he talks about this in Gita also, and that is why Adi Shankara used Krishna Bhutatmakaha. The Gita sloka, he says in 10th chapter, Vishtavyaham Krishnam ekanshena stito jagat. So he is Ekapataha. Our experience of these names and forms, this Jagat, is only 1/4 of what really Bhagavan is, what Brahman is. That complete that sloka. We'll go to the next sloka. Samavarto nivrittatva durjayo duratikramaha durlabho durgamo durgo duravaso durariha. So this sloka has got 9 namas. Samavartaha, Anivrittatma. There is also another reading called Nivrittatma. Both will the same meaning, only we'll see that. Durjayaha, Duratikramaha, Durlabaha, Durgamaha, Durgaha, Duravasaha, Durariha. 9 namas. Okay. Samavartaha. Samavartaha means a cycle, the one who keeps the cycle of samsara going well. Samsara chakrasya samyak avartaka iti samavartaha. Samyak avartaha. The cycle of creation, of course, consisting of birth, death, day, night, happiness, sorrow, heat, cold. If you observe the creation, everything comes in pairs of opposites. And these do not seem to come to an end at all. It is continuously, generation after generation, yuga after yuga, kalpa after kalpa, goes on this cycle. This cause of this Jagat never comes to an end. From the unmanifest, Jagat goes to manifest Jagat, and then again it goes back into unmanifest condition. Thus the cycle of samsara keeps on revolving, and the Lord, who is the cause of it, is Samavartaha. Avartana means repetition, cycle. Then Anivrittatma, and as I said, there is also another reading, Nivrittatma. Anivrittatma means the one who never retreats. And Nivrittatma means the one whose mind is turned away. Sarvatra Vartamanatvat Anivrittaha Kutopi iti Anivrittatma. Nivritta Atma Manaha Vishayebhyaha Asyeti va Nivrittatma. Both the meaning Adi Shankara gives. Because Sanskrit language is such that it allows for splitting this sloka in this way. Anivrittatma and as also as Vrittatma. So let us see the meanings. As we all know, Bhagavan is not located in one place. Our culture, our religion, our Sanatana Dharma does not believe that Bhagavan is sitting somewhere in Vaikuntha or in some heaven or in some Jannat, and then he is going to decide on the fate of people and all that. We don't believe it. According to us, Bhagavan is all pervasive. Everywhere he is there, and so he is not located in one place. Because if a person is located in any place, he can leave that place and go to another place. Isn't it? So today Bhagavan can be in India and tomorrow Bhagavan can be in America. Then he will go to Africa. So Bhagavan also, like me, will be touring all the continents. But being all pervasive, our Bhagavan has no place from which he can withdraw and go to another place. Hence he is Anivrittatma. And as I said, the rules of Sandhi allow this. It allows this word, this nama, to be taken as Nivrittatma also. And when we use Nivritta, understand Bhagavan as Nivrittatma, we understand as Atma, the mind, of whom is always Nivritta, turned away from all Vishayas, all Bhoga Sukhas, sense pleasures, sense objects. Hence he is Nivrittatma. And this nama basically is given to him from our standpoint. If we want to get rid of this slavery to the sense pleasures, and in many instances, not merely a slavery, it's an addiction to the sense pleasures, we invoke the Lord as Nivrittatma so that we can have mastery over our sense organs and turn them away from the sense objects when we want to. We develop Viveka and Vairagya, which are two essential qualities required for any spiritual seeker. So this is Nivrittatma. Then Durjaya. Durjaya means the unconquerable. Jetum na shakyate iti Durjaya. And for the same reason, we just now saw he is all pervasive. So because he is all pervasive, he is Durjaya, unconquerable. Because if you want to conquer or grab or conquer something, it has got to be a specific, it has got to be something specified object, isn't it? What can be objectified and grabbed alone can be overcome and conquered. But the Lord, being all pervasive, cannot be grabbed. Forget overcoming rather. So he is Durjaya. It is not possible to Jetum na shakyate, cannot possible to conquer Bhagavan. He is unconquerable. Then Duratikramaha. Atikramaha. Atikramaha means to transgress. Duratikramaha means the one whose order cannot be transgressed. Bhaya hetutvat asya agyam suryadayah na atikramanti iti duratikramaha. Yeah, we have seen a similar nama earlier also. No one can go against Bhagavan. First of all, you can't conquer Bhagavan. But not forget conquering, you can't even go against Bhagavan. You cannot go against the order, the cosmic order. So he is Duratikramaha. His laws and his order cannot be transgressed by anybody rather. Kathopanishad says, Mahadbayam Vajramudyatam Bhayadasya Agnistapati Bhayat Tapati Suryaha Bhayavindrascha Bhayuscha Mrityur Dhavati Panchamaha. Says that all this, it is as if Bhagavan is wielding a Vajra Ayudham. Yeah, you know what that's called? What is Vajra Ayudham called? It's a weapon. very sharp diamond kind of weapon. He is wielding that Vajra Ayutam, and he makes this entire, all these beings in this world follow his order. Even Taittiriya Upanishad also talks Bhishma Satvatah Pavate Bhishodheti Surya Bhishatma Sagnischancha Indrascha. All these are as though fearful of this Bhagavan. Vajrayita is thunderbolt. Vajrayita, thunderbolt. So he is most fearful, as if he is holding a thunderbolt in his hand and makes all the Surya rise and set. Surya gives out heat. Vataf Pavate, he makes the wind blow. He makes the fire, gives heat and light. Similarly, the moon also rises and sets. All these things happen in a very orderly manner. Because of what? Because they cannot transgress the order, the cosmic order of Bhagavan. So from the fear of him, Lord of fire burns. From the fear, Lord sun shines. From the fear of him, Indra and Vayu function. And Panchama Hiti, what is Panchama? The Lord of death, Yamaraja. Because of his order, this cosmic order, it says that Yamaraja, what it does? Mrityur Dhavati. Jumps, leaps and bounds one place to another. Today, okay, I've got this fellow, I have to take about this fellow. Tomorrow in America, I have to take about this fellow. So he keeps on jumping around. On their own, they are all protectors of the world, who themselves, Agni Bhagavan, Vayu Bhagavan, Indra Bhagavan, they are very powerful in themselves, but unless there is someone who rules over them, they have the capability, like our politicians who are all powerful, to get into any unregulated activity. So, just as the servants tremble out of fear of their master, all those Surya, Chandran, fire, etc., all these lords, all these devatas do their jobs, what they are supposed to do, out of as though fear of Bhagavan. But then somebody may argue, oh, there are so many people who go against Ishvara. Fine. They too are governed by his mandate alone. Go against Ishvara, go against the cosmic order. You will get the karma phala for that. Try to do that. Go and, I don't believe in this fire. I'm going to touch the fire. I'm going to hold the fire in my hand. Do it. Go against the order of Ishvara. See what happens. You will get your karma phala. So, what happens is the karma phala is a part of this order, and that karma phala itself acts as a deterrent. No one, including the devatas, they are outside the rule of Ishvara, nor can anyone transgress his law and order. Nobody can escape his law. And which is what law? The law of karma. Nobody can escape. And the law of karma is the greatest deterrent, or I would put it positively, the greatest motivation for one to be, to align one's life with the cosmic order. And that is what spirituality is all about. Rise along with the sun in the morning. That's why they say one has to get up at Brahma Muhurtam. The sun, you have to welcome the sun. Welcome him with Argyam. Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Vaha, Om Jana, Om Tapa, Om Gum Satyam. Then you give the Argyam. Welcome the sun in the morning. As the sun is rising in the eastern sky, welcome the sun. That is why Pratha Sandhya Vandanam has to be done at the time of sunrise. Doing Pratha Sandhya Vandanam when Madhyanam is to be done is no Sandhya Vandanam at all. You can do it for your self-satisfaction that I am also doing it. But you should do it at the sunrise. That is what it is, being in alignment with the cosmic order. So when you observe the cosmos, when you observe the universe, when you observe the seasons, they all come and go in an order. When you observe that, when you observe the plants, when you observe how vegetables grow, when you observe all that, you try to align your own life with that, and that is what is you will be promoting sattvika guna in your own life. Rather. From rajoguna, you can become predominantly sattva guna. So that is why this law of karma, which is nothing but which is the one which is actually in coexists with the law and order of the cosmic, the universe, makes Bhagavan what nobody can go against him. Duratikramaha. He cannot be transgressed. Then Durlabha. The one who is not gained easily. Durlabhaya bhaktya labhyatva durlabha janmantara sahasreshu tapogyana samadhibihi naranam kshina papanam krishne bhakti prajayate. Mahabharata. Iti Vyasa Vachanat. Then Gita also says, Bhaktya labhyastvananya bhaktya labhyah natu ananya. Iti Bhagavat Vachanat, Bhagavad Gita. So Ishvara is Durlabha, cannot be gained easily. Dukkhena labhate, Dukkhena labhate, cannot be less, or Durlabhataya labhate. Is Durlabha, right? He can be gained only when one is ready and prepared to recognize him. And then, once you are ready, he is the most easily available. That's why he says in the Gita, Bhaktya labhyastu ananyaya. I am gained only through devotion. In which there is no other thing. Total devotion to Bhagavan. Ananya means nothing else. So Bhagavan must be chosen as the only object of love and commitment. When you love Bhagavan, there is no room for saying, I love you, you love me to anybody else. You love only Bhagavan. That is how he is easily labhya. If you don't have that, he is durlabha. Generally, many people may have devotion to Lord. But they have a higher commitment to gain artha, kama and higher loka. I want to go to Swarga and all that. Devotion to Lord is one part of their life. This is called Anya Bhakti. But in Ananya Bhakti, the commitment is to gain only the Lord. You see how this message comes again and again and again. Commitment only to the God, moksha the only goal. Without such bhakti, Bhagavan is difficult to gain. And since Ishvara is all pervasive, how do you gain Ishvara? You gain Ishvara only by recognizing him. Recognizing Ishvara, recognizing the cosmic order. And Vyasacharya says, such a bhakti is never gained without punya collected over many janmas. Not one janma, many janmas. Even if you are born with a very lot of bhakti samskara, this janma also you have to use the free will to identify with your past samskaras and continue to recognize Bhagavan. Which of course normally will happen rather. Because as I said, this free will and this karma and all, they are more or less, two sides of the same coin. Once you have that, automatically you will be using your free will for this. So he is Durlabha. That's what it's saying, right? The next nama is Durgama. More or less same meanings are there, but different namas. The one who is known with difficulty. Dukkena gamyate nyayate iti Durgama. Now, when we say the Bhagavan or Ishvara is all pervasive, he should be the most easy to recognize. Isn't it? Everywhere he is there, Bhagavan is there. And in fact, Prahlada has to demonstrate it that he is there everywhere. In Prahlada Charitra. So he must be most easy to gain, but he is Durgama, very difficult to recognize and understand. So when he is pervading everywhere, why is it then that he is not recognized? First reason is he is Durlabha. He is understood only when one is ready. It is like understanding E is equal to mc square, that equation. Everybody cannot understand that equation. Whatever you might have studied physics and all that. When you come to E is equal to mc square, you have to be prepared for that. Then only you will understand that equation. So he is similarly, that equation is Durgama, Bhagavan is also Durgama. And when you are seeing everything, when we say all pervasive, one of the mistakes most of us do is we look for Bhagavan everywhere else. Okay, this computer is Bhagavan, I understand. That, what is the table is Bhagavan. That cooler is Bhagavan. That AC is, I understand. But when we say all pervasive, we don't think that I am Bhagavan, because Bhagavan pervades me also. We never think that. So if Bhagavan is other than oneself, we can stumble upon Bhagavan, we can do all these things. But Bhagavan is oneself. Therefore, what happens? He is well hidden, because the person who looks for Ishvara is really looking for himself outside. How can you look for yourself outside you? Therefore, all the seeking should be reduced to simple jignasa. All desires are reduced to one dominant and consuming desire to know Ishvara, and that is what is meant by Ananya Bhakti. Again, is Shastraika Vedya, one who can be known only by or through a committed inquiry into the Shastra with the help of a Guru. And unfortunately, many people do not have access to this inquiry. Many people, when you talk of a Guru, they laugh at you. They think that you are some old type of fellow. You are not modern and all that. Unfortunate people. So therefore, he is Durgama. very difficult to know. We'll stop here. Continue in the next class. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hari Om Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद है. अरे नमस्कारम. नमस्कारम. Hari is there. Hari ji. Hari ji, how are you?
Very much there.
I thought you will not be attending the class as per the message that you sent me, and I wanted you to
Yeah,
take
but
rest and take.
then after
take-
10 minutes, I thought I will.
Oh, you should not. You should not put strain on your physical this thing. See, this class you can always listen to the video recording at a later stage. But you must take care of your health. That is what my advice to everybody is. Well, if the temple is not there, then where will Bhagavan go? So take care of the temple, upkeep of the
Yeah,
temple.
sure.
Tell me, what you have any question?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om.
Guruji, it is not directly connected with
This class?
Vishnu Sahasranamam.
Okay.
Can you kindly explain the difference between Neti and Atat? Atat.
Neti and
Neti,
Atat.
Neti. Yeah.
And Atat.
Atat. Tat is that. Atat means not that or not
Not
this.
that.
So what
Both
is
different. See,
what?
The approach of the Shastra
Yeah.
is that they have to use words to explain what Brahman is or what Ishvara is.
Yeah.
But Ishvara, Shastra says, is beyond words.
Yeah.
Now, when Ishvara is beyond words,
Yeah.
how do you explain what is Ishvara?
What is not
Our-
Ishvara?
No, yeah. So our problem is we only understand what is there in form of an object. The name and form is there. We will understand that.
Yeah.
If we say that there is no name and form, we won't understand what it is, right?
Yeah.
Even the name may be there, but the form is not there. Still, it will elude our understanding. For example, people may tell there is something called ghost, right?
Yeah.
Now, ghost name is there, but nobody has seen the form of ghost. So we can't understand what a ghost means.
Yeah.
Everybody will have their own understanding of what ghost. Somebody will say legs will not touch the ground.
Like,
Somebody will say the ghost will always be in white. And then
like elephant,
movies,
you know.
Yeah, exactly. Some
Elephant.
movies will.
The elephant, somebody touches the ear and say that it is a big.
Exactly. So everybody will have that.
Yeah.
So Shastra tries its best to explain what Bhagavan is, what Ishvara is, what Brahman is.
Yeah.
So the student asks a question.
Yeah.
Is this Bhagavan? Na iti. This is not Bhagavan. Is this Bhagavan? No. So one object, whichever one experiences, you keep on asking, is this Ishvara? Is this Ishvara? And the answer of the Shastra is na iti, na iti, na iti. Then what is Ishvara? Two answers. Nothing, nothing which is a name and form is Ishvara, but Ishvara is in everything. So what Shastra wants us to understand is the very existence of everything is Ishvara.
Mm.
Now, when you say existence, it is a very abstract term,
Concept.
right? Abstract concept. How do you explain what is existence? Then we say, okay, when you use the word is in English for anything, that represents existence. That's the best way that we can actually explain. There is no other way it can be, existence can be explained. What exists is what is. That's all. And when we say atat, tattvamasi, we say, right? That tat is what? Tat refers Bhagavan, Ishvara or Brahman. That Bhagavan, that Brahman, that Ishvara, Tvamasi, you are that. Then the question will be what? What is the tat? Is this tat? Is this computer tat? No, it is atat. Is this fan tat? No, it is atat. Like that, you make everything atat, 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 atat. What is left at the end of it when you have dismissed everything that is there in this entire cosmos, a world of experience? When you have dismissed everything, what remains is tat. That is tat. That's the only way Shastra can explain what it is. Positively put, this Shastra says, what is that is nothing but Satyam Jnanam Anantam or Satchit Ananda. Now, what is Satyam, what is Jnanam, what is Anantam, they are not for us to actually experience. So, as I said, Satyam is what? Sat, existence. Consciousness, Jnanam, Chit. Can we see consciousness? Can we say this is consciousness? I have got consciousness in this bottle, 1 kilo of consciousness. No, we can't say that. We only know that there is something called consciousness which makes this entire world work, which lends sentience to this entire world. Other than that, we cannot recognize consciousness. Therefore, we can actually reach the truth, understand the reality only through what is Maya. Therefore, through Maya only Brahman can be understood. So, Brahman is not something to be gained. Brahman is something to be understood. That is what is moksha. Once you understand that Brahman is everything, Sat Chit Ananda is the Swarupa of every object in this world, then you will understand Brahman. And that is what is meant by Iti and also Atat. Atat and Naiti are two different ways of expressing the same thing.
But that means Neti and Atat gives the same meaning. Are they interchangeable words?
They are interchangeable, but they are used in different scriptures, rather, in different Upanishads. Somewhere in some Upanishads say Neti, Neti, somewhere say Atat, Atat. That's all.
No, I learned Atat from Atma Bodha, verse 57.
Correct. So there Adi Shankara has used Atat.
Atat, yeah.
What he means is Neti only.
Okay.
Atat and Neti are not two different things. The meaning is the same, basically.
Okay.
But they are just not, they are interchangeable also. But to the extent that, the meter should not be, you cannot use, where Neti is used, you may not be able to use Atat because the number of matras are different.
Okay.
So it will cause a problem in the meter of the mantra.
Yeah,
right?
That I understand, but in the concept wise, it is
Concept wise, both are same. Both are the purpose of using Neti and Atat are both trying to explain Brahman, what Brahman is not.
Not. Okay.
What Ishvara is not.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Adubji. Arun Kumari, sorry.
Yes, Namaskaram Guruji.
Namaskaram.
As Guruji says that we have to attain moksha through the understanding with the shastras, the help of gurus and texts. Does it mean that those who are not even aware about this shastra, the remaining billions of population, are condemned to be reborn without an opportunity to take the path of moksha?
I wouldn't call it condemned to be reborn, because moksha requires gaining knowledge. And knowledge of what? Knowledge of the self, right? Atma Jnanam is what Shastras say is required for liberation. Now, hundreds of the jivas, they don't even have an inclination that they have got this. Something like Atma Jnanam is there. Whenever you ask anybody, they will say, who are you? What they will say, they will only refer to their body, mind, sense complex. I am so and so and so. My name is so and so and so. I am so. My height is so much and all that. Does anybody think that I am beyond all these things? There is something in me. There is consciousness in me, which gives me sentience, which makes me actually talk. I am not my mouth. I am not my tongue. What makes me my mouth, my tongue to work is that consciousness which is me. This is a very difficult thing to even reach and understand. But that does not mean that they are condemned. They are in the path. They are in the path, and they will be, after many births, they will also slowly catch up. And if they will catch up, only when they turn their attention towards Ishvara. For that, they will have to use their free will in any janma that is there. The moment they start doing that, automatically the journey will become much, much easier. It is less like, I can give you an example. There are hundreds and thousands of children. They join these cricket coaching classes conducted by many cricketers. How many become test players? Does it mean that all those children are condemned to be non-test players? They are not condemned. They have to try, but it requires something more than just going for coaching classes to become a test player or even a Ranji Trophy player, isn't it?
No, Guruji, my question was slightly different.
What is that?
Actually, those who are not aware about the Vedas or this form of inquiry of knowledge, who are born in other parts of the world, the billions in the island, in some other country, do they have an opportunity to come to the understanding? Because then everybody has to be born in India only then.
No. What are you talking? How many Puja Swamiji students are teaching Vedanta in various parts of the world? Japan, then you go to Latin America. They were not born in India. Great teachers are there in US. So that is nothing to do with that. See, what is happening today, their birth is, what is the cause of their birth? Their previous karmas. So those karmas will have to be exhausted. Two things that they will have to do. First of all, their birth, they have no control. But how they lead their life in this birth, they have control. So what you do, we know broadly one thing, that to come to Vedanta or come to scriptures and study the scriptures, you require a lot of punya. With punya, you get a guru. So what you do, when you understand even this much, you start living a life of dharmic life, doing, everything as dharmic life. Now, by that, what you are doing, you are earning more and more punya currency in your karma account. So there will come a life, there will come a birth, when these other karmas are exhausted, and these punyas will start yielding results. Such people, and there are hundreds and probably thousands of them all over the world. They come where ultimately it is not a question of Hindu religion. This is Sanatana Dharma. It is universal Dharma applicable for everybody. They automatically come, they learn this, they become liberated also. So, but then there are very few, like Krishna says in the Gita, there are only a handful of such people. And that is because they have to do something positively in every birth. You, me, and all, probably we have done that. And one of the things that we got as a bonus is that we were born in a land like India, where access to this was easier for us. So probably we have gained much more punya than the other people. So other people, they have gained punya, that even they are born somewhere else, they have access to this. But if they don't complete their journey of spiritual journey in this life, maybe next birth they will be born in India. They may be born in Rishikesh, which is the birthplace of all the sannyasis. So that's how we have to understand the whole thing. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. Yes, Hariji, any more question?
Yes. Guruji, with respect to Arunji's question. Now you take the case of Newton or Einstein or Jagdish Chandra Bose. You let us consider very high level scientists who have worked not with any ego, but only to penetrate into the universal law, like gravity, power, energy, etc., etc. They have not, oh God, they have not worked for themselves. Can we not tell that they were also like rishis?
Yeah, yes, certainly.
So to answer in a different way to Arunji, we say that they were born world over. So many
That's what
scientists.
I say. The point here is
their
achievements in the material world
will
not give them moksha. Even
though how do we say that the rishis also, they try to explore the thing. Initially, they were working on the world, terrestrial, and then only they could transcend to the transcendental world. Like that, how do we see, if you take all these scientists, they were also walking like Unmavat. They were actually floating and transcending the existing our physical world. They were always
they did not, because even Newton's law of theory of relativity is limited to the physical world. The interconnection between only today, when the scientists are working on quantum physics, they are coming nearer to what the Vedas say, what the Upanishads say about the truth and the reality of this entire Jagat. Because the problem with scientists is they want proof of everything. You can't get proof of Sachidananda. Where will you get proof of Sachidananda? How can you say that conscious? Because if you ask a scientist, how does the body become sentient? Puja Swamiji says, science stops at the last question you ask them. He will say, body is sentient because it is breathing. Prana goes in and out. Next question, what makes prana go in and out? Does it happen automatically? They'll say, every living being. Every living being breathes. They say, okay, dead body, why it doesn't breathe? They have no answer. So, whenever you talk about scientists, all that somebody who doesn't accept Ishvara, and Ishvara is what? Cosmic order. And what is the cosmic order sustained by? It is sustained by consciousness. So this Satyam Jnanam Anantam, if they do not accept and recognize that as that is Ishvara, what we call God, scientists will be going for in the world of names and forms, and they will never get out of it. You have to get out of the world of names and forms to gain liberation, moksha, and that can be only by understanding, not by any experiment or proof. That is how we have to understand. Okay. So anyhow, I think
it was a very good question.
Yeah, no, it's a very good question. Certainly, I mean, such questions are welcome, because these are all very. See, I have seen myself so many foreigners now getting attracted to yoga. Yoga, once upon a time, only Indians did yoga, and not all Indians. Many Indians choose going to a gym than doing yoga. But today you see what is the popularity of that yoga and how many people are benefiting with it. So as I see, there is this, thing happening, which we can actually recognize, but we cannot quantify it, that lot of people are coming back to Sanatana Dharma. We are not talking about Hinduism here, Hindutva here, or Islam. We are talking about the universal Dharma. A lot of people are recognizing the value in that. And then that is the only way the entire species or entire world can coexist rather, and coexist in a harmonious manner. That is being now more and more recognized, not at the government level, but at the individual level, people are realizing, and that is a very great thing. That will happen. Ultimately, see, what will happen is, while this is happening, these people become dharmic people. Whereas in the Kali Yuga, or for that matter in all Yuga, toward the end of the Yuga, adharma increases. So when Kali Yuga being the last Yuga now for this Kalpa, what will happen once the Kali Yuga finishes? Everything goes back into Pralaya, and Pralaya goes back to unmanifest form. Then what is the Yuga which will be there? It will be Satyuga will come. And Satyuga is the most glorious period for this entire universe, for the entire human beings. Only truth, honesty, etc. will be there. So again, this cycle will go on. We are now caught in the last cycle. So we are seeing a lot of conflicts and things like that and all. But we don't need to despair. Nobody is condemned, because these people will be again born. They will go from manifest to unmanifest and again will be born in the next Yuga. So depending upon what their karma balancing. So that will keep on happening. So that is what is, we have to understand how the whole thing functions. Okay. Now I have to actually go because I am in Nana Nani 7:30. I have to go for dinner. So there.
Guruji, are you now staying in Coimbatore only permanently?
No. I come here for 10 days because we had some work here. And there was a commitment to visit my Kuladaivam and also Ishta Devata last May, which I couldn't do because my mother-in-law passed away. So we thought that after returning from the US, we'll come and got some work also here. We'll finish it. We will do the temple visit, go back to Bombay on the 30th of this month.
Okay.
We're going back on 30th.
Okay.
So that is it. I see this will go on. Traveling will happen for the next few months. Okay. Thank you very much. Hari Om. Thank you.